Welcome to We Are Only Human, the official podcast for the College of Education and Human Sciences here at Oklahoma State University. I'm your host, Alyssa Pena, and today we have a new guest today, Cassidy Davis. Welcome.
Hi.
She works with Pete's Pantry, so we're super excited to have you on the podcast today.
Happy to be here.
Okay, so I guess we can just start off and you can kind of tell us about yourself.
Yeah, so I am a first-year master's student studying higher education and student affairs with an emphasis on college student development. And then with that, I serve as the graduate teaching assistant for basic needs in Pete's Pantry. So
That's super cool.
Yeah,
How do you
fun.
like it?
It's good. Yeah, it's an adjustment from undergrad. I went to a really small, private, liberal arts Christian college. And so now being at Oklahoma State, not so private Christian liberal arts college, it's an adjustment, but I really enjoy it. And the cowboy family is real. So it's a lot of fun being here. And I really love my classes and professors. So it's going really well.
That's great. What college did you go to before?
I went to Hardin-Simmons University.
Okay,
Yeah.
I transferred here and I went to Dallas Baptist University my first year, so I kind of understand.
It's very different feelings, vibes, but it's fun and I really enjoy it. So
it's an adjustment.
It's good.
Well, now that we know a little bit about you, can you tell us a little bit about Pete's Pantry?
Yeah, so we have been open since last February 1st, and our goal is to just serve students struggling with food insecurity, especially on a college campus. It's not something that's talked about a lot, and so our whole purpose is to serve meals that are free. So grocery items to students, they can come up to twice a month and they can get one item from each of our sections. So that could be like one protein item, one vegetable, one can of fruit. And then we also have fresh produce available. We can get 2 from every bin. And then we also have fridge and freezer items available that include things like yogurt, milk, dairy, eggs, whatever that looks like for the week. And yeah, we just want to serve students who might be struggling with things that you can't see. If your basic needs aren't being met, then it's really hard to do well in school.
Yeah.
It's really hard to sit in class. It's really hard to focus because you're thinking about so many other things. And so I think Oklahoma State's goal in all of this is to alleviate some of that financial pressure that comes with buying groceries and just have a resource students can access at any time during their course of studies.
That's awesome. I know I would never think that any student would need to go through that.
Right.
You know, you just don't see that stuff. So it's really amazing that you'll get to do that. What really made you want to work with Pete's Pantry?
Yeah, so I applied for a variety of graduate assistantships within leadership and campus life, and I've always had a heart for service. I think that naturally comes with being a Christian and like going in that environment. But beyond that, like me and my mom used to volunteer at food pantries all the time growing up, and especially a lot with like Operation Christmas Child, and giving back has just always been a fundamental part of like who I am and what I like to do. And so applying for it was a no-brainer, and luckily enough Brian offered me the job, and I had to pick between a couple different options, and this one immediately I was like, if I get offered this is hands down a yes, because I just get to like serve and help people every day, and it's really fun.
No, that's amazing.
It's an enjoyable way to like pay for my school as well.
Yes, exactly.
On top of it all.
Where is Pete's Pantry located at?
Yeah, so we're in the basement of the Student Union. I believe it's 042.
Okay.
It's right behind the hair cutting place, if you know where that is.
Okay.
So if you just
I've
keep
heard of
going
that.
back-
I've never seen it. Yeah.
I haven't been in, but it looks awesome. We're just right on the other side of it. So.
Okay, awesome. And can students get involved with that?
Yeah, so we're hoping to expand hours in the spring. Don't quote me on that, but that's the hope. And if you're interested in volunteering, you can email Brian Blevins. We're starting to have volunteers help with just stocking the shelves during the hours we're open and helping in that regard. We have a nutrition class right now that helps on Fridays, just volunteering to help stock our shelves to keep it nice and clean.
Yeah.
So yes, absolutely, just email Brian.
Okay. I was going to ask I know like the holiday season's coming up, Christmas, Thanksgiving, and now that I'm seeing that that's a struggle for students and them not being able to go home or being stuck here, do y'all have any plans for that?
I know for Thanksgiving week, we just decided that we were going to stay open. So our normal hours are Tuesdays and Wednesdays from 10 to 2. So that week of Thanksgiving week, we'll be open Tuesday, Wednesday, 10 to 2. We haven't talked much about Christmas yet. I do know that the buses also run to Our Daily Bread, and Our Daily Bread is open during the holidays as well. Okay. So not sure about Christmas and stuff, but I'm sure we'll announce that soon.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that y'all be open because I know that's kind of a struggle, especially when you can't.
Yeah, well, and if that's the week that you're running out of food and the whole school is basically shut down because everyone goes home, and if you're an international student or you don't have maybe the best family home life to go home to, then it can be hard to find resources. And so I'm really glad that we're going to be open at least Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah. So Darren Shrum talked about, what was it, the student farm. So does Pete's Pantry play with that? Or how does that work together?
I think that's the hope. We met with Rachel at Our Daily Bread, and she was talking about it. It's going to take a little bit of time for things to grow, but hopefully over the next couple of years we can see some of that fresh produce.
That's awesome.
All of our produce and things right now in the pantry either come from donations or from Our Daily Bread, and so I do imagine that there is going to be an overlap there, which is really cool. Just to see the cycle continuing of giving back, not just locally, but also within Oklahoma State University itself. And so just seeing that, I think is awesome.
About how many donations do y'all get? Do y'all get it every week, every month?
It depends. We have a variety of partnerships, I guess, going on right now. Greek just did one during homecoming. Where they donated cans. So we had almost 12,000 cans of food donated to us and SGA and Our Daily Bread, just the three of us. And we were like, that's a lot. 12,000 pounds is a lot. We have an alumni who provides pork, frozen pulled pork, which is really awesome. It just kind of depends. Sometimes random staff members will be like, hey, I have all these grocery bags. Can I donate them to you? And we're like, yes, absolutely. We can reuse those in the pantry. And so if anyone's interested in donating, again, contact myself, Brian. If we don't have the capacity to hold on to it, we'll reach out to SGA or Our Daily Bread and see if they have any means. So it goes somewhere. It might always be with us, but it goes back to the Oklahoma State community. Yeah,
at least it's being used. Yes. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So do y'all have anything new, in mind, new plans, anything that you can tell us about?
What's really exciting about my role specifically is I'm the first graduate assistant we've ever had.
Yeah.
Especially since the pantry opened in February, it's kind of just taken off really big, which is exciting. And so I've been doing research as part of my assistantship, and something I came across was Hunger Awareness Week, and it's actually next week, so this is super exciting. We're going to host 3 different events just to spread awareness as to exactly what food insecurity means. And so we're going to host a basic needs fair next Monday from 11 to 1 on the Student Union Plaza, inviting places on campus, some off-campus resources, and by basic means, it won't just be food things. So yes, I'll be there. Our Daily Bread will. We've invited counseling departments, housing, medical, anything you can think of that encompasses a basic need to take care of someone. They're going to be there, which is super exciting. Tuesday, we're hosting a hunger simulation, which I've been working on extensively the past 2 months, where you just get to walk in the shoes of someone maybe struggling with budgeting money and what it looks like to live paycheck to paycheck, and how do I grocery shop at a store, how do I buy foods that are nutritious and within my budget, but I can still go out with friends or go bowling or go to the movies and experience the college life we want students to. So that'll be in the Sequoia room. I believe it's from 10:30 to 12:30. All of this will be on OSU Campus Life Instagram as well. And then on Wednesday, we're hosting a SNAP benefits Q&A on Instagram Live from 10 to 10:30 with a representative from the Oklahoma Food Pantry Association. And so I'm excited just to learn more about SNAP. And I know I didn't know much until this role about it because I personally haven't needed it. And so I'm excited to learn more and hopefully inspire and encourage students to apply for SNAP benefits because it can help tremendously in the cost of grocery shopping and providing funding for that. So yeah, it's all new and we've never done it. So hopefully it works, but if it doesn't, hopefully it just impacts a couple people.
No, yeah, I'm sure it'll impact a lot of people, and especially that people who are students that are going through it, you know, I'm pretty sure they're going to be so grateful for whatever y'all are doing, you know, everything. Thanks. Honestly, it's a big thing y'all are doing because I could not imagine. I'm not in those shoes. So seeing someone the same age as me in that position, that's heartbreaking.
Yeah. Well, and I think a lot of about people growing up. So in undergrad, I also was a psychology minor, and I took a lot of courses in just like, I don't know, childhood development, adult development. And I think the thing that always stuck out with me in those is like, man, I got the privilege to like be a kid when I was younger. I didn't have to grow up really fast. I didn't have to worry about, oh, can I pay these bills because I only have one mom, like just a mom, or I only have a dad, or, you know, I have a loving parents and both there, and I have a privilege to have like a dual income family, but just knowing that's not the reality of some people. And so they've had to live paycheck to paycheck, or they've had to make sacrifices in their own life. And so I really love that Oklahoma State wants to genuinely be there for their students. They don't just say it, but like the actions show it. And so I think that stands out when thinking of other universities and just other things I see online in my research. I'm like, man, we're like actually doing what we want to do and like what our mission is. So it's exciting.
It's great to see that they actually, you know, go through with things, you know. Everybody can just say something, not do it. So it's glad to see that they're actually doing something. And it's a blessing for others. So that's really great. Do you have anything else to add about Pete's Pantry or anything else you want to mention about it before we end? Yeah,
just if you have any questions, please contact Brian or myself. We're in the Student Union, second floor, Leadership and Campus Life, where all those cubicles are. And we'd love to just chat and like be a resource in any way we can. If we can't supply anything, we're going to point you to someone who can. So please reach out and come visit the pantry and come to Hunger Awareness Week. So come out. We'd love to meet you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having me. Yes, we're so glad you got to come out. But that's it for today's show. And thank you for joining us. And stay tuned for the next episode of We Are Only Human.